So hello and welcome to the Emerging Leader Program informational webinar. I really want to thank you for your participation and for your interest, either in developing your own leadership or in someone in your organization who you believe is an emerging leader. I also want to thank our instructor, Michelle Shin, for sharing her time and for just developing this program. She's put a lot of thought and energy into this, and I think it's going to be a really great resource for us in the community. So as I mentioned, it's the holiday week and all of you are very busy, so we're going to try to keep this brief while still addressing all of your questions about the program. And so we ask that you save your questions until the end of the presentation. So feel free to use the chat box in the right corner to type in your questions, or just go ahead and jot them down at your desk, and at the end of the presentation, we'll allow time for anyone to ask any questions they might have. All right, so without further ado, we will get started. All right, my name is Kathleen Gladstone. I am a training coordinator with the Workforce Development Department here at CSI. For those of you who don't know too much about what our department does, we kind of run the gamut from doing everything from customized training solutions for organizations to offering open enrollment courses, and then to individuals interested in career changes or starting a new career. We offer those as well. So we have a catalog coming out next month, and that will run from January through April. And there are 65 unique courses that we'll be offering on everything from conflict resolution to electrical safety training to phlebotomy, for example. So if you have any questions about CSI Workforce Department in general or this specific program, feel free to reach out to me. My information is here, and it's also on our website at workforce.csi.edu. Okay, so I'd like to welcome our instructor and consultant, Michelle Shin from KM Shin Consulting, and I will turn it over to Michelle and allow her to share some of her experience.
Great, thank you so much. I want to welcome you as well, and thank you for attending today's webinar. So we only have a few minutes to go over a lot of information, so I'll keep my intro short. I'm Michelle Shin. I started my business a little over a year ago after 30 years in manufacturing. I spent about 11 in automotive, about 8 in heavy industrial component manufacturing, and then finally the last 11 in aerospace, where I spent most of my time as a senior operations leader or general manager with full P&L responsibilities. And I share my background for one reason. I want those who register for this program to understand what I wish I had been told earlier in my career. And that is, as you gain more responsibility for helping your company succeed as an emerging leader, you must become more aware of your leadership legacy. This is not an end of career type review. It's more a strategy for work and personal achievement. I bring this to you from experience. I've experienced not only extremely rewarding days, but also some very difficult days in my career. And my most difficult days were when I lost sight of the leader that I wanted to be. It's always hard when you're trying to strive for organizational goals and objectives to remember what you'd like your leadership legacy to be. And this program provides a blueprint for both organizational success and personal leadership success. So attention to your leadership legacy is fundamental to driving results in the workplace. And yes, I said fundamental. So why do we fail to review that during our career and instead wait till the end of our career to understand how we impact the lives of those who work for us? Well, first, we are human. We have emotion with good days and bad days as a leader. We don't always behave in a consistent and predictable manner. And we talk a lot about that during the program. Second, we work in a fast-moving world and working environment. Expectations are high, time is short, and stress levels are rising. So people will say, who has time to consider my leadership legacy? I need to drive results and I need to drive them quickly. I need to do what my boss expects of me. And then finally, perhaps our work culture is not ideal. So maybe the organization has obstacles to overcome, including political maneuvering, a lack of collaboration, and difficult people. How do you follow your personal leadership plan under all of these individual stresses? And I'm here to tell you that you can, through my experience, and that you must. You deserve to succeed in the workplace and also impact the people that work for you in a positive way. So this program will provide you the roadmap, and I'm hopeful that you or those who work for you will see the benefits of this program.
All right, thank you, Michelle. I'm going to provide here an overview of the program similar to what's on our website. And so here are some of the details. As you know, it's going to be our instructor, Michelle Shin, and our 12 emerging leaders. We have capped enrollment in this program at 12. The programs will start on March 6th and run through May 15th. They will be offered on Fridays bi-weekly from 8 a.m. to noon. So those are 6 4-hour sessions, and they're going to be a combination of lecture, interactive activities, and one-on-one coaching. And I really want to highlight the one-on-one coaching here. We have capped it at 12 for a purpose. We want this to be really hands-on. We want each individual to be able to work with Michelle as an instructor, as a mentor, to say, where am I in my leadership development currently? Where do I want to go? And how do I develop a strategy to get there? And so I think this is something that really sets this program apart from other things that we've done in the past or maybe other things in the community. We'll also offer digital credentials with this program, and I'll touch on those in the next slide. All classes will be held at CSI's main campus at our Health Sciences and Human Services building, so that's just across North College on the main campus road. And the why, though there are many, we want you to retain your people, we want to nurture future leaders, and we want to increase employee engagement. The cost of the program, as you saw, is $1,195, and Michelle and I are just going to take the rest of this webinar to explain to you the value behind that cost. All right. So as I mentioned, digital credentials are part of this program. If you're not familiar with what these are a somewhat new way for individuals to basically demonstrate a mastery of a skill and then communicate that skill to future employers, current employers. And then it's a way for employers to look when someone maybe is applying for a job and when they say, you know, I have customer service skills or I have leadership skills. Well, what are these skills and what are these competencies that these individuals have demonstrated? And so right now we're utilizing Idaho's platform. It's called Idaho Skill Stack. And basically each person within this program, when we start out, we'll create an individual profile. And then we will have 4 digital credentials or badges, as they're called on SkillStack. And those badges, individuals will have the opportunity to earn those throughout the program, both with in-class work and then some practical applications at their workplace. And then when they've mastered this skill, it will show up on their individual profile. And so they can embed those links either in their digital resume or on social profiles such as LinkedIn. We think this is a unique way to start identifying those skills for individuals in the future. All right, and I'll let Michelle speak to what these 4 badges are.
Right, so there are 4 digital badges available from successful completion of this Emerging Leader Program. We'll talk a little bit about the skill sets that are required for each badge. To earn the Leading Self badge, you're going to demonstrate competency in adapting your leadership style situationally. You're going to work to increase your personal leadership effectiveness and developing your own leadership legacy plan. So you'll have to demonstrate competency in that, and we'll talk about how we're going to do that. The second badge is Leading Others, and that's earned through demonstrated competency in relationship building, including influence and motivation, effective communication of expectations, and monitoring performance of the people that work for you. along with strategies for coaching and developing others, which is super important in the workplace. The third badge is managing processes. So that's earned through demonstrating competency and achieving organizational goals through improved work process. So we're going to provide these emerging leaders with some tools on how they can manage their work processes and improve those. We're also going to work on effective problem solving and elevating the customer experience. If you put those three individual skills together, you can earn your managing processes badge. And then the final and fourth badge is leading for legacy. It's earned through demonstrated competency and developing a strategy for your scope of responsibility. So your work area that you're responsible for as emerging leader, developing your own strategic plan, looking not only months out, but years out, 5 years, etc. So we're going to talk a lot about strategy planning, negotiating with others to drive results. And a lot of times emerging leaders do not believe they need to negotiate with others. They have the power to just demand respect or direct action. And negotiation is a very powerful skill for emerging leaders in the workplace. And effectively managing organizational change. So most folks at high levels in an organization want to know that their leadership is managing change in the appropriate way. So we're going to provide some skill sets for those emerging leaders in the same session for leading for legacy. So you can earn all four of those badges. The way that competency will be assessed it's going to happen during our classroom sessions and some practical work that we're going to do in between those sessions. That practical work can be done in parallel with your job responsibilities. So we don't have any expectation that we're going to take a ton of time away from anyone's work or personal life. They should be able to demonstrate competencies while still doing their job responsibilities. And then competency will also be assessed during our individualized coaching sessions, which I think are super helpful. And that, again, is the reason why we're capping the number of attendees to 12, so we can spend enough time with them to help them through their challenges. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what sets this program apart from others. I'm really pretty excited about this. I am a practitioner who values academia, which is a polite way of saying that although I have my BS in organizational management, my master's in business, and I am pursuing my doctorate, I believe my practical experience and my real world activities will be of most value to the people that attend this program. Just because a concept is presented in an authoritative book or it's on a slide deck in some training session doesn't mean you should automatically apply it. Instead, I want you to understand why the concept can help you in the real world. So this program provides real world applications as we go through each one of these concepts. At the same time, you'll be learning with other people in your peer group, other emerging leaders from other organizations. And there is value in that networking opportunity and value in getting some peer coaching and some feedback from how other groups and industries are doing these concepts. We focus on layered learning, which will build to a blueprint or a comprehensive success plan. But most importantly, as we've talked about briefly, is we take the time to work with these leaders individually. We want to hear their challenges and we want to individualize our coaching to their specific situation. If you were to hire an outside leadership coach just to come into your organization and work with your emerging leaders, the expense of this, it's usually pretty significant. So we offer this in our program, and I think this alone sets us apart from a lot of other leadership programs. And then finally, participants and the companies who invested in their growth will see immediate changes in their emerging leaders from attendance in this important session. So you'll get some immediate results from the folks who attend this. So I really feel like this program is set up to really help leaders in your organization become better every single time they attend the class. And then finally, some real world benefits for individuals and organizations. So what benefits does this program provide? For participants, they will add new skills that they can use to improve leadership performance, which provides a foundation for future success. No matter what business you're in, no matter what company you work for, if you become a better leader, you're building a foundation for your own individual success. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. We will teach universal concepts that can be applied in any work situation. So that's also a benefit. In addition, you will have an opportunity to assess your own leadership legacy if you participate in this program and build a blueprint for the leader that you want to be. As emerging leaders, we should be thinking about that now, not at the end of our career. We don't want to look back at how we impacted people along the way, long after the opportunity to make an adjustment or change course has passed us by. We want to be establishing our leadership legacy and making sure that we live that life every single day. For organizations, there is no better signal you can send to your employees than investing in their growth and in their success. Investing in key employees has many benefits, including improved morale and retention rates. They begin to understand that you care about the value they bring to your organization. There's nothing that says that better than investing in their success. And then as you foster your corporate brand or your own small business or family-owned business brand, you demonstrate that you understand your emerging leaders are the face of your business. So as you provide them more professional training, this program supports that effort to improve your company branding. And along the way, if your company improves in the way they achieve their goals and objectives, that isn't too bad either. And we hope that we will be providing them with the tools to help you do so. So I really hope that you will consider giving this gift of knowledge to your hardworking leaders. They're trying to develop their careers, they're trying to grow, and anything that you can do to help them will benefit not only you, but them and foster their career path.
All right, we're going to open up the floor now to any questions you have for either myself or for Michelle. So if you want to unmute at any time and ask a question or type one in the chat box, please do so now. Okay, Michelle, I have one question about the foundational leadership book, Leading for Legacy, that the program is based on. If you could speak to that briefly.
Yeah, so this is the book. I don't know if you can see it, or maybe it's backwards because it's in a video. Can you read it, Kathleen?
Yes,
okay.
We got it.
So it's Your Leadership Legacy, and it's written by Robert Galford and Regina Maruca, and it's published by the Harvard Library. And essentially what it's intended to do is walk you through the process of building your own blueprint for leadership success. It starts with an assessment. The assessment maybe takes, I took it the other day, 10 to 15 minutes to do, and there are a bunch of categories that you can see where your strengths and weaknesses lie. And then what we do when we review that assessment is we take those strengths and weaknesses and we develop a personal leadership plan based on what the individual leader wants out of their leadership legacy and what they feel like their organization needs and how they can succeed. So this book is the foundational book for the leadership legacy portion of it. If we go to the operational excellence portion where we give toolbox type activities, those will be based on other strategies for problem solving, etc. But this is the foundational book that I really think is a good way to look towards the future and make them a better leader.
Okay, great, thank you. We have another one wondering, in case you were unable to make it to class 1 week, will the sessions be recorded and available?
I don't know that we thought about that, Kathleen. I think we can. Couldn't we do that? I don't see why we couldn't.
So we will have kind of a as Michelle was speaking to here, a bit of a pre-video and assessment for individuals to take prior, but all of the courses will be in person. And so if an individual wasn't able to make a class, for example, and they gave us enough notice, there is potential that we could record the lecture and send it out and make sure they get all the materials necessary to feel caught up to speed for the next session. I think we would just need a heads up in that regard. Do you have anything to speak to on that?
Yeah, I think the important part is we try to spread it out so it would be least intrusive on a person's personal life and their responsibilities at work. And so hopefully with spreading it out every other week, and it's a 6-session course, hopefully we're not taking too much of the time and they'll be able to attend, because not only is it important to understand the concepts, which you can get from a slide or a recording, just interacting with the other emerging leaders in the room and myself, I think will provide tremendous benefits. So although it can be done and we can get them the materials they need, I'm really hopeful that everyone will be able to attend each session.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, here's another one. Would it be more effective to attend this along with the employee? I'm thinking accountability-wise.
So maybe I need to understand that one a little bit more, meaning the leader and the employee who works for that leader. Is that what you're meaning? Okay.
Yes.
The only thing that I can say to you on that is that we want a really open dialogue from the emerging leaders. We want to talk about their challenges, and they may be a bit more hesitant to share those challenges if they attend with the employees that they manage. So if there is an employee that you also feel like has some leadership potential and you want to put them in the program, I think that's a wise thing to do. But as far as just bringing in somebody that actually works for the emerging leader, I worry that that would challenge them a bit to be open and honest and really learn from the experience. That would be my perspective.
If you have any more questions, go ahead and type them in the chat box. We'll just give you, a couple of seconds here. Otherwise, we will wrap up. Okay. Okay, I think that's all we have in terms of questions right now. Like I said, we want you to get a hold of us. So please, if you have any further questions, if you want to discuss the program further or what we can do through CSI Workforce Development, please email me or call me at any time. All of my information is on our website, workforce.csi.edu. And Michelle, I know, is very open as well. So if we need to set up a call with you or with your employer, we'd be happy to do so.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. If you need anything further, you have my contact information as well, and I'm happy to get on a call and dive deep if you have any further questions.
All right, sounds great. Thanks everyone so much, and we hope to see you in the program in the spring.